This is the demonstration video for Integrated Design Project Group 3. Let us begin the demonstration by showing the modification we have done before the questionnaire survey. This is the login page for the EHR system prototype, and let us log on to the receptionist account. In the receptionist homepage, we can see there are three functions that the receptionist can perform, which are check-in, check-out, and registration. And all of these three functions would require the fingerprint of the patient to complete the action. Before the modification, the prototype may face interrupt issue when there is more than one Raspberry Pi used at the reception counter. To overcome the issue, we had assigned a Raspberry Pi ID to each of the receptionists, and each of the ID can only interact with the corresponding Raspberry Pi for the fingerprint recognition. Before clicking to any of the three buttons in the receptionist homepage, the Raspberry Pi with particular ID will not receive any patient IC or the assigned operation. This modification is crucial especially when it comes to practical system adoption, where a single reception counter would consist of multiple fingerprint recognition modules to speed up the check-in, check-out, and registration procedure. Let us demonstrate how it works by checking in the patient. We can see over here that the Raspberry Pi has received the patient IC and the operation to be done after the fingerprint scanning process. Let's have a look to the fingerprint scanning procedure.
The patient is ready to scan the fingerprint when the light of the sensor is on. After scanning, the blue light over the converter shows the data is transmitting and the registration process is complete once the blue light goes off. Okay, let's go back to the screen.
After the scanning process, if the fingerprint is the correct one, the hospital ID would be assigned to the patient and the patient check-in procedure would be completed. Now, let us move to the patient portal to see the improvement have been done by us after the questionnaire survey. This is the patient portal after the doctor has registered the patient to the patient list. There are two improvements has been done by the team after the questionnaire survey analysis, which are adding a summary of patient history and a radiology report. According to the questionnaire survey result, the top one feature expected by the respondents for an adequate EHR system is having a summary of patient history at the patient portal page, which shows the summary of patient history written by the doctor. This feature is extremely useful in the situation where the other medical staff need to understand an overview of the patient quickly. For example, when the patient was transferred to another doctor for treatment, the new assigned doctor can quickly understand the condition of the patient by just looking at the summary of patient history. The summary of patient history is similar with other attributes, where the doctors can edit by scrolling to the bottom of the windows. Let us move to the top two features expected by the respondents, which is adding radiology report to the EHR system prototype. As we can see over here, we have added another functional button, Radiology Report, at the patient portal page. After clicking the button, it will direct to another page where the table shows all the radiology records of the patient. The doctor can click the View button to access to the full details of the radiology report. Similar to the laboratory report function, doctors were not given the access to modify the details or create the report. The report will be prepared by the laboratory staff. Let us have a look to the laboratory homepage. Over the laboratory homepage, after keying the IC of the patient and the identity of the patient was verified, a newly added radiology button will be shown. By clicking the button, a modal window will be shown up for the staff to upload the radiology image of the patient. The staff can upload the radiology image to the database, and it can later be viewed by the doctors at the patient portal page. That's all for the prototype demonstration from Group 3. Thank you.